Hey guys, I'm Morthadon, and we are here for a new show, actually. I almost said we are back for, but we are not. We are here for a new show, Tribe 9. It is going to be replacing Cowboy Bebop as my Patreon exclusive show. So I decided on this one mainly because I had no idea what else I wanted to watch at the moment. I kind of just decided this like 20 minutes ago, and I was like, might as well. It was recommended to me by a couple people, and I don't get a whole lot of recommendations, so I figured, since it was recommended by a few, it must be pretty decent. And it kind of made me regret not watching that instead of Sabikui Bisco as my live action, or not my live action, but my airing show for the season of anime. And I figured, you know what, why not pick that as my next Patreon exclusive? So anyway, if you happen to be new to my channel, the way I do my videos is full length timer based, which means there's going to be a timer in that corner. Mirrored images, it's confusing. The There will be a timer. I will do a countdown for you guys. You guys have to sync your footage with my video, so that way I avoid any copyright issues and the video getting taken down and everything. So unfortunately, it is a little bit more work on your end, but on the plus side, you get to watch the entire episode with me rather than, what a lot of other reactors do where they cut it up into like less than 10 minutes and then, sometimes your favorite parts left out and stuff like that. So if you're not a fan of that format, that's why I'm telling you about this as soon as I can at the start of this video, so that way you don't, get all the way to the video after I'm done talking and everything. And you're like, oh, wait, there's no footage in here? There will be like 10 to 15 seconds at the very beginning to help you guys sync up, just in case the timer and my countdown isn't perfect. The visuals should be perfectly synced, so sync up to those if that helps. So, but anyway, this is also considered a Patreon exclusive. Sorry, I'm gonna plug this real fast. Which means that if you're watching this on YouTube right now, that means it started as an exclusive on my Patreon, which means the entire rest of this show is up on my Patreon. So you can see the entire thing right now if you become a part of my Patreon exclusive tier on there. So very much appreciate the support. The link is in the description of this video, so you can find it there and support the channel if you wish. If you don't want to, then you can just wait for them to come out, and that's fine too. So yeah, thank you guys so much for all the support in me making these videos and everything. So as for this show, though, to start talking about it before we get into it, I know it's like a sports anime. I remember when I was making the poll to see which show would get picked. I saw this one and I was like, I was iffy on it because whenever I see sports anime, I'm always iffy, you know. But I don't know why I'm like that, because I've seen so many sports anime that I've really enjoyed. Like Hajime no Ippo, the boxing one, was phenomenal. I loved it. I've seen like Kuroko no Basket, which was amazing as well. I've seen a few other like random like ones. The big one, which I haven't seen yet, which I need to watch eventually, is oh man, am I not going to be able to think of it now? Ooh, that sucks, man. It's so popular, and I can't believe I can't think of it. But it's the, I believe, the volleyball one, and that one's like really popular, but I've never seen it. So I'm curious as to how this is gonna be. Is it gonna be just straight up sports with the rules of sports, or is there gonna be like a twist to it? So either way, enough talking, guys. I'm excited to get into a new show, so let's just get started, shall we? Alright, so here we are with the timer. I'm going to count down from 5, so we're going to start here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Do, 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 do. That's loud. Oh. Neo Tokyo. Is this a sports anime? Was I wrong? Extreme baseball. Okay. Alright, so maybe different rules. Probably different rules in XB law. It takes guts. What? What is happening? Is that a home run? Don't drop your phone. What? You're just swimming? Okay. Sure. Oh my god. That person's teeth are ridiculous. What an asshole. Haru. Oh god. Hit him with a fish. Ah, yes, the old I'm hungry so I can't fight properly anime excuse. He's so proud of himself. This guy. The music is freaking banger in this show. Jeez. I feel like I'm in a club at all times. Shun Kamiya. Haru, Shun, some easy names so far. Now I feel like I'm in a porn. Jeez. I challenge you, yes. I am the protagonist. Ugh. Gross. So many names. Nekomaru. I missed that last name. I'll go back later. It's fine. True. More coffee. Tuna and boring. Nice. Like how his friends just left. Hmm. Interesting. Ah. Oh god. Her legs are suction cups. A customer. Uh. The character designs are crazy in the show. So are they still, even though they took over, are they still called? I'll write it down anyway. Shinagawa Tribe. I don't know if they're still going by that name, but since they took it over. Friggin' Taiga just lucked out. He came here to play, and he just instantly gets in. What is that? The music is... I can't get over it. What is happening? He has a button that can just do this? What? You look too young to drive. A 3D car. At that. Sorry. A judge robot. Okay. Who are these guys? Quadruplets. Mobile bench. Cool. Like a dugout, basically. Seemingly, I think. That's what it's supposed to be. You must represent our brand. So what's this extreme baseball like? Catcher. Nice. Damn. Alright. Here we go. Wow, just into it already, huh? The technology is what they're advertising, right? That's how they beat people. So the bat and seemingly the glasses correspond to where it's coming from. Uh-oh. Oh my god. Oh, he broke the rules. Ah. They're sending the other newbie out after this just happened. The question is, do they lose their first game so that way we can see them train and get better and win again later? Or do they win their first match? God damn it. Tiger, come on. It's his first one. That's 2 strikes. Ooh. From the words of Shun himself. Oh, nice. Pretend it's the tuna. What kind of hit is that? But sure, why not? Nice. That's a big man. Whoa. Jeez. Is that going to be another rule violation? Is he going to get zapped? As long as he can hit it, he can be super dodgy, right? Alright. And try to hit him. Nice. A bunt. Go! Like little robots. Outsourced it. That's a jacked man. Yes. Oh. Nice. Should be safe, right? Yeah. This guy's gonna kick some ass. Big slugger. Ooh. Maximum power pitching. Transform. Jesus. Awesome. That's what I'm thinking, but I guess it is. Jesus, it's a freaking, like, railgun. He doesn't seem too scared. He was just sizing it up. He didn't even try to swing. I wouldn't be surprised if he does it. Oh my god, he's juicing! What the hell is this show? Holy shit. He made contact. Jeez. Oh my god. Shattered his gear. And it takes the top off the tower. Like he said. So they win, I take it. Just a skull. Nice. Let's form our own baseball team and beat them. Oh. How dare you fight back? Did he beat him up? Okay. I guess so. Or at least, if he didn't beat them up, he achieved whatever he wanted to by going there, I suppose. Of course you are. Alright. Is that gonna be it? That is it. Alright. That is the end of episode 1, guys, of Tribe 9. Interesting show. Definitely find it very I'm actually really curious to see where we go from here, because this was an extreme baseball match against this team that used equipment. Like, they straight up said it from the beginning. They use equipment to win. They don't use, like, strategy or skill to win, you know? They want to prove that for advertisement purposes that their equipment can beat skill. And obviously that didn't work out too well. But to start from the beginning, I guess, so this world, it's the year 20XX, so I don't know what that's supposed to mean. um, but they have all kinds of, like, futuristic, crazy technology, so sometime in the future, I imagine, it's now called Neo Tokyo, which is interesting. Whenever shows go into, like, future stuff, they love to put Neo in the name. But basically a bunch of different, like... So I almost want to go back to the beginning to read the exposition again, because I was just... So much information was just thrown at me in the first episode that, like... I almost feel like I missed a little bit, but... From what I gathered, there was a bunch of, like, gangs known as tribes that were fighting each other, and then they passed a law that rather than fighting each other, like, physically with gang violence and shit, they're gonna play baseball to solve their issues, seemingly extreme baseball. Um, so let's just jump back and read the beginning exposition one more time. So, fed up with society, youngsters join hands to find their own place in the world. They formed tribes. Okay, so youngsters formed tribes. However, group loyalty was so fierce that conflicts arose between the tribes. Right. Of the many cities of Neo-Tokyo. Due to their threat to society, the Neo-Tokyo government decreed tribe conflicts to be resolved through extreme baseball. Okay, which is the XB law. Yep, okay. Alright, yep. So kind of basically what I thought. So, except it was the youngsters. It wasn't just all the people. So youngsters created gangs. I guess that's their way of saying that. Although some of the people here look like they were adults on the advertising team. You know, what were they? Shinagawa tribe. But or at least the people that took over the Shinagawa tribe. But yeah, so we have our kind of aspiring character that comes here from the boonies, you know, like a typical kind of anime protagonist story in a way, named Taiga, who is a tuna fisherman, and he, you know, dreams to become a part of extreme baseball. He takes, you know, one mistake because he doesn't understand the rules jumping into his first game. Makes sense, you know, you're going to make mistakes. But then he manages to redeem himself a bit by hitting the ball in and throwing that big guy and making it onto base. Now, when he did his hit, like, they visualized being in the ocean with tuna and everything, and other people saw that too. So this is where it always gets hairy for me in anime when they decide to do this, right? It makes me wonder, is that an actual ability that he has, or was that just like, you know how like in anime people can like sense a person's bloodlust from like a long distance away? They're like, oh, I can sense his bloodlust. Or they can like do different things like that. I wonder if it's just like a visualization of like the aura that Taiga gives off. I doubt that he's covering the whole battlefield in an ocean with fish, you know, is basically what I'm saying. I imagine it's a visualization kind of thing of his experience, his life experience coming out and what he draws on to launch his attacks. So, um, so that was interesting. And then we kind of have another main, seemingly, I mean, all these characters that are on the Minato team seem like they're going to be main characters, but I guess the ones that seem like more main out of them is Haru and Taiga. Haru, who seems like that kind of shy, you know, doesn't think much of himself, and, you know, seems to be very agile but doesn't want people to know it kind of thing. You know, he claimed he got hit there, although Taiga noticed that he actually dodged it. He pretended to get hit. And I guess that's probably why that guy punched him and then looked at his fist and was like, I guess I got him, you know, or whatever he said. I thought that was a little weird of a response from him, but that makes a lot more sense now, knowing that he dodged it instead of actually landing the hit. So what the guy did was he punched the kid, he punched Haru, and probably didn't feel an impact at all. So he looked at his fist confused, but then saw Haru fall over and was like, "Oh yeah, I got him. Wow, I'm great," you know. So that was interesting. But yeah, so he seems very very agile, and is, you know, like Shun said this episode, his eyes are really good. So as long as he keeps his eyes open, you know, he'll be able to see things he's never seen before. So it's pretty cool. Two characters jumping into this game for the first time with these skills that are pretty interesting. But we have like all the extra characters. Like Shun seems like another big one, you know, obviously, because he seems like the main big hitter. He was one of the ones we saw in the very beginning and everything too. But The graphics give me a lot of Danganronpa vibes. I feel like very similar art style. I feel like, but yeah, the honestly one of the first things I really noticed about the show was the music. I guess because it started off with the music being like very loud, but it was very like club like EDM sort of like banger music playing throughout pretty much the whole episode except for some parts. So that was interesting, but um some of the other characters we have, other than Shun, Haru, and Taiga, I wrote down their names. We have Arasugawa, just from my own memory, try to remember this. She's the girl in their group. Uh, Mikan, who I think was the um, smaller guy that was driving the truck, I want to say. I hope I'm right about that. Nekomaru is the cat. I either missed or we didn't get a name for the bigger guy, I believe. Um, and I don't think we got a name like names for the quadruplets either. And then is there one more? Tribe 9. The name Tribe 9 makes me think there's going to be 9 people on their team. So they have the quadruplets, right? They have Haru, Taiga, now they have these people. Um Shun, Arasugawa, assuming Mikan plays, that'd be 9, right? Of all the people we got named. But I guess I don't know. Either way, that is one thing about this show that I almost think it's a slight detriment to the show is like we don't have any kind of intro for the teams. Like we didn't see that big first baseman for the Shinagawa tribe team until he was running to first base, you know? I kind of like in sports anime when they like make a big deal about the teams, and maybe going forward they might. This was like a mock like quick setup battle, so maybe that's why. Maybe there will be more like tournaments or big matches, you know, where they actually go into the other characters on the other team, but really it felt like they introduced some cannon fodder real fast. We didn't even get their names, and then we beat them and it's over, you know? But I want some like big rivals, you know, some of their like big competitors and actually like get to see their teams because I'm not sure like going off the tribe 9 either that means there's 9 tribes in Neo Tokyo or there's 9 players per tribe in this extreme baseball for the team. I'm not sure which one's which, but I'm curious going forward to see. I think that's what I started to say before too, and I didn't finish. I'm really curious to see how these extreme baseball games are played when it's not as focused on the technology aspect. I definitely think the technology aspect is there based off the fact that Shun uses a crazy ass baseball bat, Um, so based off that, I imagine that the different teams are going to have crazy technology that they use, you know. But here it was like the enemy team was so focused on that because that was their marketing. That was what made them strong, was this was this technology that they use. I felt like they focused more on that than the characters and the characters' own skill, other than obviously Shun kicking ass and the different talents of Taiga and Haru. And they briefly mentioned Arasugawa's talents as well. But yeah, I'm really interested to see where we go on when we get into some more serious matches, you know? And also, what are the stakes? Like, if the tribes resolve conflict through extreme baseball from this XB law, then what kind of conflicts do they get into that cause them to then need to resolve it? Like here, we had it where these guys just wanted to advertise their product, so they went after one of the good teams. They're like, oh, if we beat this team, we'll, get rich off this. But what are going to be the motives going forward? Are we gonna see a tribe, beating the shit out of like some poor lady, and they challenge them to a match to make them like disband or get out of the city or something like that? Is it going to be stuff like that or what? But I'm definitely intrigued with the show. The music is pretty good. I enjoy it. Sometimes it's a little too intense, but it's definitely a very over exaggerated world that they're living in, with like that dude firing like a damn like ion cannon baseball out, with his mech suit thingy, and then like the over exaggerated like giant like buff guy as the first baseman and everything. But it is also interesting because I spent a lot of, despite my size, I spent a lot of my childhood playing baseball. Like, I think I played from, like, T-ball all the way to, like, middle school level. So I think I played, like, 9 or 10 years straight of baseball. So, obviously, extreme baseball is going to have much different rules, much different stuff happening, but I like that I can still understand some of, like, rather than coming from someone who maybe has never played baseball or doesn't know much about it. I know how the strikes work, I know how the balls work, I imagine it all works the same. Although I imagine the characters are going to be so good that we don't have to deal with them getting, walks based off, 4 balls. But I guess that could still happen. I don't know. We'll see. But, but yeah, I'm sure there's going to be some parts of baseball that either are just different in the show because of extreme baseball, or that I just forget too. Like I was just trying to think of like, oh well, when you get a foul, right, or not a foul, but is it called a foul? Basically, when you hit the ball out of bounds, I think that usually counts as a ball, right? If I'm not mistaken, if I'm remembering correctly. But I don't think you get a walk based off that. Or maybe it's considered just a strike. I don't know. Either way, my bad. As I just spoke about how I played 9 years of baseball, I immediately forget the rules of baseball, so that's great for me. But anyway, I'm sure it's going to be so wildly different in this anyway, especially because they didn't even seem to have like a proper field. Like when I think Taiga was on second base at the time, he was all the way at the tower. He was at like the base of the tower looking up, wasn't he? Which makes me think that the game is, that's another thing that they didn't establish too well, I feel like, in this episode, is the scale of the field, right? Like, where were all the bases in this game? Were they like normal bases forming, like the normal shape of a baseball field? Or were they like way farther than you would have expected? Because like I said, Taiga was standing at the base of that tower, the one that Shun hit the ball and it went through. He was like looking up at it. So like, does that mean the bases are like miles apart? All over the city, and they're playing like throughout the whole city? Or does it mean that that tower was closer than I thought? Or was it like some perspective thing that I missed on? So I do look forward to like maybe some better shots of the field in the future and learning more about that. They tried to squeeze a lot into this first episode, so I can understand why they, kind of shied away from going into too much detail about, how the game is played and all of the rules beforehand, and we just kind of like jumped in with our main characters who know nothing about the game, and we're learning with them. So I'm certainly curious about that. I wonder if I could tell a little more on a, like, if I were to watch this a second time, if I would be able to tell like where the bases are a little easier. Like maybe I missed something. Maybe I was, so focused on reading the dialogue that it showed something that I missed. That's very possible too, that happens. But anyways, guys, great first episode. I'm looking forward to seeing more of this in the future. Seems like a very interesting and over exaggerated and fun, crazy world that we're in here. So it'll be interesting learning more. But thank you guys so much. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed. Also check out, all my other content through my Patreon if you're interested, or just on my channel as well. As I mentioned in the beginning, that Patreon link is in the description, or it should be popping up. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in my future reactions. Bye-bye.